friends. So I am upstairs in my office slash studio area. Jameson's saying hi as well. He's right there. We're in the middle of like updating my whole studio area because I'm going to have like a filming area for filming videos, and I'm also going to be having a huge area that I'm going to be having all LuLaRoe items that I'm going to be able to offer to my viewers exclusively. So that's happening within the next probably month and a half or so. So I'm just really excited about this. I've actually got my LuLaRoe on right now. It's the only thing I wear now. I'm like in love with this stuff. It's so comfortable. I'm just loving it. So I decided that I just need to turn this addiction into another outlet of my creativity, because I just find that you can just be so creative with all of the LuLaRoe pieces, and I'm just loving every bit of it. So that's what this room is going to be. This is going to be a DIY video. I just wanted to give you guys like a little like update on everything else that's going on in my life right now. So we're going to be working on this room, getting this room all ready. I've ordered all kinds of cabinet spacing and racks, and we're going to be putting a big craft table up here and lighting equipment. So this room is going to be completely like transformed within the next couple of weeks. So really excited. So if you guys are interested in following me on my Facebook page, I will have a section where you will be able to hop into my LuLaRoe. It's going to be called Pixie and Posh, and that's because myself and my daughter are going to be doing this together, and there's going to be a group exclusively for my viewers. It's already set up. I haven't yet started accepting members to the group yet, but if you follow my Facebook page, you'll be able to find out when I'm going to be starting to accept new members for that LuLaRoe group. So please go ahead, go to my Facebook page. It's the Pixie Dust Housewife, and if you haven't already liked the page and followed the page, please do that. In addition to that, I am now on Periscope. It's the Pixie Dust Housewife on Periscope, and I've only posted once on there, but I will be doing a lot more posting on Periscope as we, move along with everything. And I am still going to be keeping up with DIY videos, and I'm probably going to be doing like DIY and videos for my Pixie Dust Housewife channel probably 3 times a week, which is about what I do anyhow. So that is my plan. So anyhow, without further ado, let's get on to today's DIY. I'm going to be making some mini Valentine cloches. They are so cute and I'm loving them. So let's get started. While I'm actually sitting here showing you the items that you're going to need for the DIY, I want to show you my cute leggings. I love these. I just got these in the mail. They are so adorable. I am just like so addicted. Anyhow, these are the items. These are the items that you're going to need for this DIY. I've actually already made one of these little cloches, and I'll show you what the one that's finished looks like right here. But these are the items that you're going to need. So this is one of the small hurricane style glasses that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So just one of those. Also, you're going to need one of the little coasters, the cork coasters that came in that 4-pack. Now we used this coaster for the top of our candy jar in the last DIY I did. You're going to need some of these small table scatter hearts, and there's a pack of 60 from the Dollar Tree. Also, you're going to need some of these scatter hearts as well. These are the plastics, little red plastic scatter hearts. You're going to be needing some of those, and those are from the Dollar Tree. I have a couple different types of ribbon. You can get either, whatever you want for ribbon, but both of these came from the Dollar Tree as well. I also have a little baggie of sequins. Now, I got this large bag of sequins, and I pulled out the red ones because I'm going to use the red ones in this project. And then you're just going to need some floral wire, which is this stuff right here, and then a bag of this moss, and this is the moss that came from the Dollar Tree as well. So everything pretty much comes from the Dollar Tree. So let's get started. Okay, so I forgot to mention that you're also going to need a hot glue gun and some glue, which I already have plugged in and heated up right here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little coaster right here, because this is going to end up being the base to our cloche. And we're going to be putting some feet on this little coaster. So I'm actually going to be using 9 of these little red table scatter hearts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hot glue 3 of them together. And I'm just taking a tad bit of glue, just a little dot of glue like that. And then I'm sticking another heart right on top, just so that they're like even with each other, and kind of just holding it in place. And then again, I'm going to put another little dot of glue. Basically, we're just stacking these hearts, stacking them up for some height, because these are going to be the little feet on the bottom of the coaster. So there's one little foot, and I'm going to do that same thing for 2 more. And you'll hear Jameson in the background mumbling and talking away. He's watching a movie, but Alyssa's busy right now with some schoolwork, so I didn't want to bother her to have her watch him, so he's in here with me. But, so, yep, basically just gonna put these little feet together. Oops. And when we're done that, don't put your hot glue away yet, because we're going to be making a little handle for the top of the glass top. And we're going to be using these same little red hearts. When I saw these little red hearts at the Dollar Tree, I knew I would be able to use these for something other than table scatters. And I've used these for like a lot of different things in both this DIY and the last DIY that I did. Okay, so let's just let those dry for a few minutes. And actually, you know what? Let's put them right on the bottom. So on the bottom of the little coaster, you'll see that there's already 3 little feet. Now those are perfect because we can use those to line up the other feet that we're going to be putting on. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take one of my little feet here and put another little dot of glue, hot glue, and I'm going to stick that little heart with the point, or the top of the heart facing one of those little dots, or touched up against one of those little dots, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing all the way around with the other 2 legs. Put a little glue on, find the next little dot, line up the heart right with that next little dot, just like that. And then finally, got your 3rd leg, and line that one up with the 3rd little dot. Just like that. So now we have our little legs on the bottom of for the base of our cloche. Okay, so now we've got our glass top, and we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to now glue these to the top center of this little vase. We're going to actually be flipping it upside down because this is going to be our top now. And so we're going to just glue one little heart right in the center. Put it in the center as best as you can. Now, these little hearts are a little bit, they're not quite, I'll show you, they're not quite flat. There's a little bubble in them. So when you're gluing, you just want to make sure that you're not, gluing them crooked or gluing them, you want to try to glue them as parallel to each other as you can. So that way you have a nice straight little handle piece. So I'm going to put another little dot of glue on, and I'm going to just stick my 2nd little heart right on top. And I'm going to do the same thing for 1 more. So now we're gonna have a nice little handle. I'm gonna let that dry, I'm not gonna pull that off. But you'll see on the one that I've done already, you're gonna have a nice little handle that you're gonna be able to pull this glass piece off if you want. So just like this, it comes right off and then it goes right back on again. And you can actually, you know, pull it off with a little handle because it's nice and sturdy. All right, now I'm gonna put the cover aside. Now you can be super creative. There's so many different ideas that you could do with this little cloche. I just love this. I like that it's small. I tend to do bigger DIYs, and this is like one of the first small DIYs that I've done. But I like it. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna switch up my colors just a little bit, because for this one right here, I did all red hearts and then one big pink heart. So I'm actually gonna do the opposite for the one that I'm showing you guys. I'm gonna do the smaller pink hearts and a large red heart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my little table scatter hearts right here, and I'm gonna take actually I'm gonna take four of the small pink, and then 2 of the larger pink. You can do whatever you want to do. Like I said, this is where you can totally get creative. So I'm gonna take those. And now I'm also gonna take some of my floral wire, and I'm going to cut a piece of floral wire probably about 4 to 5 inches long. And actually I'm going to cut 3 of these. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces. I want to keep them as flat as possible. All about 4 to 5 inches in length. I'm just guesstimating. You don't have to be perfect with the sizing. You can always cut it down later on. You do want to make sure that you have enough, so definitely don't go smaller than 4 to 5 inches. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start with the large hearts right here. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna take one of these pieces of floral wire, and we're gonna straighten it out as best as we can so it's fairly straight. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some hot glue. And I'm gonna be really generous with the amount of hot glue. I'm actually gonna put a good sized dollop right in the center of my heart. I'm gonna take my little wire, and I'm gonna set it right down in the glue, just like that. Then I'm gonna take my other heart and I'm gonna place it right on top, so that wire is sandwiched in between the 2 hearts. Just like that. Just push it together to kind of squeeze the glue out, and then I'm going to set that one aside, and I'm going to do the same exact thing for these 2 small ones. So a fairly generous amount of glue. Take your wire, take your other small heart, sandwich the wire between the 2 hearts, push it down and hold it, and then set it aside. So you'll have 3 of these little hearts on these wires, just like this. You're also going to be using some of these tinsel hearts as well, if you want to. You don't have to. I'm going to use one of these red tinsel hearts. So I'm actually just going to pull it right off. I'm going to leave the little stem on it just like that. And I'll be using that as well. I forgot to add that in. Now what you want to do is you want to take a pencil or a marker. I'm going to use this marker right here. Doesn't matter what you use. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the other end of your floral wire, and you're going to hold it, and you're going to wrap this wire 2 or 3 times around your pencil, and then you're going to pull it off so you have this little curly cue at the end. And then you're going to it's going to look like a little spring. You're going to kind of squeeze that together, and you're going to turn your your wire on a 90-degree angle. So you've got like a little spot for this to sit. This is what you're gonna glue to the bottom of your cloche. So here's the first one, and I'm actually gonna put this one, I'm gonna kind of put this one off to the right just a little bit. It's probably to the left, what you guys are seeing, but it's off to the right. And then what I'm going to do is, once I figure out kind of where I want it, I'm going to make sure I have plenty of glue in my glue gun. I'm going to glue or put a large amount of glue right on top of that little springy wire. Just like that. Just kind of hold it in place until it sets. This takes a little bit to set, so you're gonna have to hold this for a few, maybe even a few minutes, because the hot glue, when it's in like a little puddle like that, it takes a little longer than, you know, if it was to be squished or flattened out. So I'm just holding it just so that I don't want my little wire to move. I want it to stay right in that glue and set right in that glue. And I'm gonna repeat this process for all 3 of my hearts, but I'm gonna try to vary the heights of the hearts so that they're, you know, different heights. Let's see, yeah, it's still not set. I found that doing the first one, it took a few minutes for this to set, and you have to really hold it there in place. And if you don't hold it in place, then it ends up moving and it's not where you want it to be. Okay, I've made my second one right here, and I've made this one just a little bit longer, and I put a little puddle of glue right here on the cork, and I'm just gonna sit that little piece of wire right down in the glue, and again, just hold it. This one actually, the first one took a good couple minutes before it was able to stand on its own. So just be patient with it. Okay, so now I've got my 3 little hearts glued into place. Now I'm gonna take some of my moss. And you're not going to need a whole lot of this, just enough to cover the bottom so you don't see the cork. So I'm just taking some small pieces. This stuff gets all over the place. So I'm not gluing this down or anything. I'm literally just laying this right on top. You can glue it down if you want to. I'm not. I'm just laying it down and taking small pieces and sticking it in between the wires. And you want to try to get it so that it's not going to stick over this lip, because when you set your glass down on top, you don't want it sitting down on top of this moss. So if there's little parts that stick out that you can't, you know, that aren't budging, just clip them off with some scissors. And just push this moss down. I love the look of like green with the pinks and reds. So I love to incorporate that more like natural green color with my decorating this year. And much like the cardinal terrarium DIY that I did, I'm loving that. I still have that up. I'm keeping that up until spring. It's really pretty. Okay, so once we have our moss covering the bottom of our little base plate here, now I'm just gonna take some more hot glue on the stem of this little red heart. And just gonna, again, be really generous with it. And I'm just gonna kind of stick that right down, right on top of the moss. And it's not going to be super sturdy, but that's okay, because once you get the top down, the top's going to kind of hold it in place. So the glue is kind of just to like let it set a little bit. All right, now I'm going to take some of these sequins, and I'm literally just going to sprinkle some of these sequins right on the little moss, just for a little extra little sparkle in there. Again, you guys can be completely creative with how you do this. I'm like, I love the sparkle, so Any way I can get some sparkle in any of my DIYs, I do. And you don't need a whole lot of them, just a few. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our top right on, and our little hearts on our lid should be dry. So I'm gonna just put our top right on, just like that. And we are now almost done. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ribbon just around. I'm just trying to get some of this moss. See, when the moss sticks over the edge here, the top doesn't sit nicely. But I'm gonna take some of this ribbon now. On the last one right here, I used the pink ribbon with the red hearts, but this one I'm kind of doing the opposite. So this one I'm gonna do the red ribbon with the white hearts. So once I got my ribbon open, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make sure my hearts are going in the right direction. And I'm gonna just kind of get an idea of how much I'm gonna need. All right, and I'm just gonna cut what I need. You can always trim it off after as well, if you need to. All right, so I'm gonna just put a little dab of glue on the end of my ribbon. You don't need a lot, just enough to hold it in place. I'm gonna put my ribbon around my little glass topper, and I'm gonna glue it to the back side of the topper. So I'm gonna then pull my ribbon all the way around so that it meets up with the part that I glued, and I'm gonna stick another little bead of glue right on top and just glue that ribbon right down. And then I'm going to just trim it off, just like that. And there you have it, guys. Super easy, really cute for Valentine's Day. I just love this little DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and go to my Facebook page if you haven't yet done so, and like my Facebook page, The Pixie Housewife. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.